Peacetime doesn't always feel like peacetime. Even in the Archivox Union, peace can at times feel a bit strained, and at worst times, even unattainable. Though a king may return with word of a strong union, his extended absence preceding that word might say otherwise. Orders and documents might be signed to prove positive relations, but that might only calm the storm that sits above the surface. An unconfident stride towards treaty does little to calm the chaos within the heart. Trust can be lost in the process, public sentiment turns sour, and perhaps a king may return to find disorder within his borders rather than beyond it. You're listening to Collective Imagination. It is an actual play podcast about friends around a table telling stories that take place in our collective imagination. If we can get some introductions around the table.
I'm Jacob, and I play Iverson Lamarck.
I'm Matt, and I play Aiden.
Hey everyone, I'm Austin, also known as Zorvan.
I'm Sabrina, and I am Taisha.
I'm Anuhea Park, and I play Fern.
I'm Sarah, and I play Lumira.
And I'm Paco. I am your dungeon master for this campaign. Our last session, we kind of got a reintroduction to the party as they joined together, running around all over the city of Silverdeep to find their next steps. And in the process of that, they found themselves at a throne room, which is where we're picking up. Lady Missandry shuffled you all into a naturally lit throne room. Aiden, in the midst of it, decided to do a bit of snooping, activating a detect magic to try and find what things his sticky fingers might be able to pull. But it was in that detect magic that he sensed something unexpected. And we pick up in those moments that, Aiden, you fall back, your detect magic dropping, as you hear the arrival in the other room of someone who had just teleported in. It's a few minutes before Lady Missandry opens the door again, closes it behind her. A bit of an unexpected change of plans. The king and queen will be joining us, so it seems you got the audience that you were looking for.
Oh.
Are you prepared for such a thing?
I am prepared to speak, yes.
Very well. And she opens the door back again before stepping inside and closing it.
Aiden, come back here, over here. Come back on this side.
Guys, that was pretty scary.
What was scary?
So I tried to use detect magic to see what I could touch. And I walked close to that door and I lost my ability and got blown back. And it felt like something was here.
In the midst of this conversation, the air in the room starts to grow a bit heavy.
I feel like I'm in danger.
Exactly. There is a fight or flight response in everyone. The adventurers are a little more tuned to it. It's their survival method. And there is something going haywire. All you know is that something way stronger than anything you've ever accounted for is now standing on the other end of that door. And the door opens. A towering figure, about 6'5", decorated in gold and silver plate armor, with a flowing cape of green fabric draped over one shoulder. You see, as he has a long but well-kept beard and a mess of brown hair that slightly covers a bit of a sullen, weary face. His eyes scan over the party that is standing in his throne room, and his eyes are a deep, unnatural gold. I need everyone to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, wow.
Is this a charm?
I hope I pass.
If it is, I have a...
You can roll it with advantage. Let me get numbers.
10.
11.
1.
10.
16.
18.
Everyone failed.
That's what I figured.
You feel an intense zone of truth wash over you. As you know, the eyes that stare at you can see the intention within your soul. The Paragon of Amnesty the King of Silverdeep, Foster Delaney, takes his seat on the large throne. 3 others follow in behind him. First being a pink-skinned, infernal woman with vibrant purple hair, curled ram-like horns, which carry golden adornments, a stern look upon her face. She takes a seat to the immediate right of the king. Lady Misandry follows after her. And lastly is a high elf man with white hair who appears to maybe be in his 2nd or 3rd century, who has a glare of incredible disdain upon his face as he looks at you all. And he takes the only seat to the left of the king. There is 1 seat empty, which you all surmise is typically reserved for Court Handorian. 1 voice reverberates through the room. You may speak.
Iverson is down on a knee immediately.
I am also.
I look around and I see that people are getting on their knees, so I also get on my knees.
Is everybody on their knees?
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
face down.
Definitely.
Introductions. Great place to start. Who represents you in my throne room?
I'm Iverson Lamarck, sir.
Intriguing. And is this the party that took care of the hag that was terrorizing the countryside?
We're all here, sir.
Miss Sandry looks over at Foster. She says, I'm sorry. Can we have a moment? And you see that there were 2 guards standing on the wall that you guys passed by into the center of the room, observing this entire time. They give a bow and they exit the throne room.
He just saw you doing figure eights in the courtroom, bro. He saw you get pushed
Aiden just
over.
starts hyperventilating like,
She said, my sincerest apologies. I just wish for us to be in trusted company. The witch of the countryside has been a thorn in our side for some time. I was appointed by the Mind's Eye Coven to watch over her to ensure that she would not grow too powerful. For reasons I cannot explain, I myself could not kill her, which is why we here, the court, are particularly thankful for your involvement.
I'd like to make a request, if I can,
And that being,
that Oracle Peridot receive his job back.
you hear a scoff. Sir, please disregard anything he has to say there. Appropriate action has been taken, and that's all that needs to be said about that.
The man who was responsible for getting us to where we are to...
The man who stole an 8th level spell for an unsanctioned mission. Ultimately, anything can be done for the greater good, but we have rules and we have safeguards in place to ensure that world-ending, cataclysmic levels of magic have checks and balances to keep it from falling in the wrong hands.
Can he not receive any compensation? Another job, maybe?
Foster kind of looks at you. He looks at the court hand. I'll look into it myself. I am thankful that whatever was used for the good. But court hand Ethelyn is right. 8th level, it is a category that can level cities. Not to mention that it is a misuse and a misallocation of the arcane taxes, as well as the disrespect to the Agate Chantry and their dedicated maintenance of the spell stores. I believe there is already some good that Oracle Peridot is not behind bars. Anything beyond that I will have to look into myself. You all are a peculiar bunch. We tried searching all of the guild's registries. Your names did not come up. Independent adventuring goes by another name, vigilantism. While I would never look a gift horse in the mouth, I do think going forward, there is some imperative that you all use the appropriate channels whenever possible.
We will do that.
Following this meeting, see Court Hand Ethelyn to get you situated with a guild.
Yes, sir.
Now about this crest.
It was given to us by Dorian to pass on very sensitive information to you.
That being?
The group Primordia has infiltrated Argent's borders.
How long ago were you given this message?
Around 3 weeks ago.
So it lines up with my absence?
I suppose so.
Well, that's a good explanation as to why he's not here. I'm opening the floor to suggestions in regards to dealing with Primordia's activity. The infernal woman, the queen, pipes up. Surely you don't intend to have this conversation in current company? They've proven their capabilities. Perhaps you could prove yourselves even more. We can send word to the surrounding nations at the very least. Lord Enzo must return at once, though. This is far too sensitive of a time for him to be absent from his duties. It's not too bad of an idea, Lord Ethland. Forgive me, it actually is a bit of a bad idea. Obviously, the presence of this party means that sending is a bit of a vulnerable thing right now. We probably shouldn't trust messages of this importance to arcane means in which it could be intercepted. Roll insight.
Nat 20.
Does anyone get close to a 20?
Oh,
I got a 1.
That one!
23.
24.
Okay, so you three clock what she's meaning when she says intercepted. They have reason to believe or reason to suspect about such a thing.
My lord, my name is Lumira Nilo. I do understand that we're at your disposal. I'm not really sure what advice we can offer, being that we have limited knowledge on the situation.
I respect your self-awareness.
If we're worried about a message being intercepted, perhaps we can use it to our advantage.
Continue.
As a way to distract them, you can give them false information.
We're not concerned with Primordia's ability to intercept, but rather other. And you see him try to be as deliberate as he can with his word choice before kind of rolling his eyes and say, enemies. Lady Missandry says again, she says, I mean, it was only a few days ago that even an associate of mine, Lakofka, the opalescent, she has been receiving sendings and messages from people completely unknown to her.
If I may once more,
Yes?
I'm familiar with Lakofka, being that she is the Emeritus Arcane of Abjuration.
Are you a student of the Weaver's Circle?
I'm the daughter of Headmistress Milo.
Interesting. So you are the diviner that she speaks so highly of.
That's my sister. I recently left. Moreover, now I do understand, my lord, that you are the Paragon of Amnesty, so this might be something you already see within me. I was the one sending messages to Emeritus Arcane.
So it was tied to the purpose of defeating the hag.
Yes, my lord.
Well, we can consider that mystery solved, I guess, if you want to reach out to Lakofka. And Miss Sandra kind of gives a scoff and a shake of her head. Foster turns back to you, Iverson. He says, are you aware of Court Handorian's whereabouts or where he was headed?
I do know that he was with my mentor, and they were heading towards Ikora.
No doubt following some lead.
Yes, sir.
Well, if we can't trust sending, then I think our compatriots' use have been made apparent. Foster continues on. If you do this, then I'll waive your registration requirement. Instead, you can be under the employ of the Knights.
Thank you for the honor, sir. That would be very rootin' and tootin'.
What?
Highest honors.
Of course, you will have to answer to Court Handorian, but you seem to be well acquainted with him already.
I do love his crest.
Yeah, about that. Can I have that back?
Yes, sir.
Do you approach to give it to him?
He's going to go halfway. Not too sure whether to go all the way, but he is on one knee with the crest in his hand.
You see that he stands up And he steps down the few steps that separate you and the throne. And he grabs that from your hand. Much appreciated. Just so we're clear, travel to Bor, meet Court Handorian and Ikora. We can let him know that some people are coming and to stay put.
Duly noted.
Might there be any equipment or spells that can aid us in our journey?
I would offer an 8th level spell, but I think you've already used it.
He's sassy.
I can give you a writ, though it should bring you safe passage wherever you go. It's not as powerful as this crest here, but it can get you places. If you were to take the journey on foot, it would probably take you close to a month. But if you travel on foot to Sunderbury, there is the Celian Expressway that has recently opened up. You should be able to take that directly to Ikora. Should take you no more than a week total.
Perfect.
Now, unless there's any other world-ending, cataclysmic, impending war stuff that needs to happen, I think we're through here.
Do you know where we could find orange pigment for a fish man?
You have disarmed him. It's pretty plain to see by asking that question. It is copper poppy season. Probably in the Highlands.
Something for another time then. Thank you.
I have a question, if I may.
Yeah.
Working with Oracle Paradox, I'm supposed to find, I wonder if you know anybody named Mr. Night Sky.
He gives a smile. Yeah, I know him.
Do you know where I could perhaps find him?
I have not seen him for the better part of 2 decades.
Oh, okay. Well,
Judging by how old you look, you probably seen him more recently than I have.
I wouldn't be able to tell you. That's my problem.
We'll keep note of that. Maybe we'll have another opportunity to talk about it again in the future.
Will do.
Lord Ethland will have your official briefing. Silverdeep thanks you for your service. The king stands from his throne. He exits the room, and you start to see one by one his council follow suit. Immediately following the king's final words, the first one to stand up after him is the pink-skinned infernal woman, who you now know to be Lady Clara. She's the first to rise and exit to the door on the left, and then following her is Lord Ethland, who sneers at you all as he passes by to exit the room. And then finally, Lady Missandria is the one who stands up, but she doesn't leave. She instead walks towards you all, clapping her hands together, and says, "Well, you all are certainly an interesting bunch.
Thank you.
I should apologize for my rather curt demeanor. You have to understand that being a witch, it is our very nature to be cautious, even untrusting at times.
It is okay.
How about this as a token of my thanks and apologies in equal measures? I would like to host you all tonight. There's a bit of a celebration, celebrating the king's return, as well as his retinue, and I would love for you all to be present as my guests.
Can I tell if she is telling the truth or not?
You can roll unless you have a power.
I don't have a power.
So
I'm gonna roll. A 14.
What are you trying to discern the truth about?
Is this like a setup? Is this real?
Does she really like us?
Does she really?
Does she
would
really want us to come
love
to her
us
party?
to be?
Okay.
Chat,
With-
is this real?
With a 14, you know a few things for certain. Okay. 1, when a king returns, it is a celebratory moment.
Okay.
2, she is a witch who has reason to thank you.
Cool.
You didn't roll high enough to discern specifically what her personal motives are.
But it,
you
like,
can just
checks
understand the truth of the situation.
Okay, so we will stay at your house, or is this just like a party thing? Or
Oh, this is just a party for tonight.
oh, got it. Cool.
Excuse me, do you have recommendations on where we can get some fitting clothing?
I am so glad that you're the one who brought that up, because I do not want to comment inappropriately.
You don't
on
like my
how
outfit?
Well, it is perfectly suited for adventuring and for maybe a post-quest debrief. but not for tonight's festivities. I unfortunately cannot be the one to outfit you with the things that you need, but Silverdeep has plenty of shops and wares available for you to get fitted in fine clothing.
What is your favorite shop?
There is a seamstress who works in both the mundane and the arcane by the name of Nora.
I'm sure that Nora will be pleased to hear that you recommended her.
Do we get a special discount if we mention your name?
No. You'd find in high class people tend to have the gold to back up.
You're funny.
As are you.
Thank you.
I have one more question. For the boys, is this like a cape thing? And for the ladies, do we have to wear a dress thing?
Fine clothes come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. I would never command you to wear one thing or another.
Can we show the knees or not?
Answer her question, knees or no.
I don't know. This is Paco at this point. Are there fancy shorts? How about this? When it comes time... shorts. When it comes time to describe how your character looks, if you can find a way to make shorts sound fancy, then by all means.
It's time to go to Pinterest.
I got it. top of the dome. I already know.
So you two are going to be checked out for just the rest of the session until it comes time.
On going. My husband has a really good Taisha voice, and Austin, go.
Would it be appropriate to bring a gift to the party?
If it's customary within your culture, then I would certainly not turn my nose up at that, but don't consider it a requirement.
What if you giving me a gift is customary in my culture?
Then I'm sorry, I do not celebrate your culture here.
That's a shame.
Well, I don't want to keep you any more than I already have. I do believe you have business with Lord Ethland. You'll find the man that you need in the spell stores.
Then we'll head there.
All right. As you exit the castle and head west, it's still visible from the courtyard itself. It's a smaller stone building. It has like a dome-like stained glass roof. As you approach the spell stores themselves, you see the two front doors remain open, and there's a desk situated right where the doors close, kind of barring entry. One person in a familiar green robe, shaved head, and tattoos over their skull stands at the agate chantry.
Can I cast Detect Magic as we're going through this?
Yeah. As you approach the building and you cast Detect Magic, you feel like a flashbang go off inside of the spell stores. There is such an overwhelming sheer number of magic items within that building that it just becomes like sensory overload.
Hi, we're looking for Lord Ethland.
Do you have an appointment?
We just spoke with him.
Well, unfortunately, if it's not on paper... No, please, go away. He shoos off the person at the front desk, and he opens one of the side doors, says, "Please, to the center of the room and do not touch anything." And he walks ahead of you, and you see inside the building itself. Each wall is about 3 stories high, with a couple of, like, wooden scaffolding instead of true, like, separate floors. So it's in the center of the room, it goes all the way up to the stained glass ceiling. Surrounding the inner part of these walls are ladders, wooden staircases going from floor to floor, because it is floor to ceiling diamond lattice, and inside each compartment it is just stuffed with spell scrolls. All over the floor it is just stacks of parchment at least like hip height. Make a perception check, I'll say Lumira and anyone else who wants to.
That's an 18 from me.
Your eyes scan over some of these stacks. You see some of them are spell scrolls, but a lot of them is just jargon, like a library, right? This was removed at this time for this purpose. Here are the appropriate signatures needed to do blah, blah, blah. I think with that, the magnitude of what Oracle Peridot did for you all in the last quest kind of starts to settle in. And you understand that maybe being relieved from duty isn't entirely unwarranted for the level of help he provided without going through the correct channels. But as you're scanning over this and you all are walking through this building, Lord Ethland sits in the center at this desk that you see looks over every part of the room as he's just scanning and observing. He sees your eyes kind of dart around and he snaps. He says, no, do not even be tempted to touch anything. It's a very delicate system. he says, just looking at the chaos of this room.
Question. This is where Peridot got it?
This is where he would have gotten it.
He went into Ethelin's office?
You get the idea it's all just one room.
Got it.
Ethelyn is not the only person here.
Got it.
There's maybe 5 or 6 other robed figures who all look like the same uniform as Peridot, and they're all walking around, working, taking stock of the things that they ought to. He sits down, he kind of wipes his arms to like the corners of his desk. Okay, if you are to be under the employ of Silverdeep, he says just with venom in his voice, gone are the days of rowdy vigilantism like you all have exhibited up until now. If you wish to represent the Paragon of Amnesty, a name. And he grabs his quill and is just ready for a name.
What do you guys think?
The Lamarck family.
No.
Why not?
We have 9 Lamarck families already. I would caution you against such a thing.
The Copper Guard.
You know, that isn't bad.
You know, but what about Dorian's Angels?
No.
I feel that's stronger, maybe.
No.
No, I
Or
don't
what's
think
that?
so.
What's that frog's guy?
Hogarth.
The fish guy?
Hogarth's Angels?
I don't
You
like
see,
any of
he's
that.
written everything and crossed it out, and then written in another thing and then crossed it out. All the names that y'all have been suggesting so far. To the point where, as you're discussing, he gets another fresh sheet.
The Copper Guard.
All in favor? You know, don't even answer that. And he writes Copper Guard before you have a chance.
I like it. It makes us sound official.
I would have to agree. It is befitting considering the work that you'd be doing.
Finding the copper poppies.
Not exactly that,
Oh.
but you can do as you please as a registered adventuring party of Silverdeep.
Thank you, Lord Everland. We will leave now because we have to go shopping.
You have a mission briefing that you're supposed to be receiving. You do realize that, correct?
Is that from you?
How long will that last? Because the shops aren't open that late. And we need all of this stuff by tonight. And like,
It is this
He looks
morning.
up through the glass ceiling and sees the sun directly high in the sky. It shouldn't be much longer. I need each of your individual names.
Lumir and Ilo.
Fern.
My name is Lady Taisha Alana Malthazar.
That's cute.
He looks up, like through his little glasses on his face.
Do you have problem?
No, no problem at all. You, sir?
Write down Zorvan. I do not have a last name. Just Zorvan.
Zorvan, no last name.
Got it.
Aiden, the card.
Do you belong to James Descartes?
My dad? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Please, if you do see him, they're 2 months behind on taxes.
Oh, man.
How much is the taxes?
Just 2 months worth.
Iverson, Elise, Lamarck.
Iverson Elise Lamarck.
And you want to make fun of me for being weird?
That's a
What's wrong
unisex
with
name.
Elise? Huh?
Oh, no.
You're the one who said it like you did.
Not before the party,
Please,
you guys.
children. He reaches into a drawer, and you just see 50 of these copper crests, similar to the gold one that you had surrendered over to the king.
Not
And
as
he
good.
pulls out 6, places them. These, during your stay in Silverdeep, they will allow you the necessities of daily living. Only the necessities. If it is presented in lieu of a payment, the crest details the amount, and the appropriate paperwork is initiated and filed here by us at the Agate Tantry. Any questions?
When can I get a silver one or a gold one?
If you continue to do right by Silverdeep, then Silverdeep will do right by you. He puts his pen down and he looks up, arms crossed. Anyone can make an insight check.
27.
Oh my gosh.
I rolled a nat 20.
22.
I'm going to say if you rolled above a 20, you would know that what he's saying next, he has a different tone of sincerity. Like when an adult puts their hands on like their knees to get down to a child's level because they want to be sincere. Kind of like that. There's still condescension, but he is being sincere. I am a civil servant. We all here at the Chantry are civil servants. And you all are entering into a commitment to civil service. There is no room for the misuse of those who have entrusted their funds and livelihood to the city's care. We do right by them. I do trust and hope that you shall do right by them as well. And now for the mission itself. And he brings out another stack of paperwork, one of which is in this folded envelope with a stamp right on the center. Did you keep your detect magic active? You see there's an enchantment on the stamp itself for this letter. You are expected to leave first thing tomorrow. You are to deliver this letter to Lord Dorian Enzo. He picks up the letter, points at the seal. I will know when this letter is opened, and I will know if it is not opened by Dorian Enzo. Am I understood?
Absolutely.
Yes.
We would never do that.
I unfortunately can only take your word for it. Please continue to prove your nature and prove your character, and I will be more trusting of your word in the future. But for now, enchantments. And he's going to pass this to you, Fern.
We got himself a howler.
He opens the floor to questions, and I open the floor to questions. Questions about the mission. What do you need to know before leaving this city?
So we know where we're going.
You are going to the city of Ikora.
We're going to Sunderbury on foot, and then we're taking the Cillian Expressway to Ikora, and it'll take about 1 week.
Do we have to keep any receipts?
No, the crest does the appropriate filing. It is outfitted to assist you with anything related to the mission. It has about as much authority as people respect the authority of Argent and Silverdeep.
Understood.
Did we watch him seal the letter, or was it already
It was
sealed?
already sealed. Okay.
So we can't know if he told him to like execute us immediately.
You guys are not getting your hands on this letter. He entrusted it to me.
I don't care.
And so I'm guarding it with my life.
How good is your perception though?
Can I stick around and ask him a question when everybody leaves? So, I do believe that you know quite a bit about magic, and quite possibly every spell, every scroll that is in this place.
Mhm.
And really what I'm looking for is, if not here per se, I know that in order to acquiesce scrolls from this place, I might need quite a bit of permission, but perhaps somewhere nearby, if there's a spell that can be used to aid someone in sleepless nights and bad dreams and things.
He kind of perks up a bit and furrows his brow. There is a standard spell simply by the name of sleep. It can get someone to sleep. If they're suffering from an ailment, I can't assure that it will assist in those matters. You might be better off visiting an apothecarist or somebody who deals with natural tinctures.
Okay, thank you. And, you know, if there's anything that you need to offload, just let me know.
I doubt that such a thing would be permissible, but I appreciate the sentiment.
I'm sure you can, as a fellow wizard.
With the day ahead of you, orders to leave the next morning, and a soiree in the evening, you have some free time to go over how your character spends the rest of the day. Any scenes that might go along with that. Let's roll a d6. 2. Matt, what does Aiden do for the remainder of the day?
I go visit the seamstress.
Oh.
Because I got to go pick up my stuff.
That's true.
That's me and Zorvan.
How about, let's do this in groups so that characters have characters to talk to and not just me.
Zorvan? Because Zorvan kind of just watches over me, makes sure I don't do anything dumb. He did it last
Zorvan
time.
also picking something up?
Yeah, me and Zorvan both had stuff.
All right. Aiden and Zorvan. So you all are electing to head over to Nora, which coincidentally you do have to pick up some resistance garments that you had purchased last time.
Aiden, what kind of cloth or what color did you give Nora?
I'm here too.
I got
Iverson? Iverson, did you make an order?
Dude, he's so quiet.
No, but I realize I don't really have much with me, so just got a rucksack over my shoulder.
Oh, gosh. We're going to have to get you all dressed up.
Something like that.
Iverson, are you going to show up with your guns all strapped up?
I would.
Is that not appropriate?
I mean, you might want to put it under a cloak or something.
I mean, I can do that, but some of these guns are a little bit like, I don't know, fancy. If you ever take a look at this one, it's like super ornate and beautiful. I don't really know what I should be doing here.
All right, well, let's head on over to Nora.
As you open the front door, you hear the ding ding, that announces your presence to Nora, a little halfling woman who pokes her head from behind the counter. Oh, I've been expecting you. Come on over. I have your garments ready. And she pulls them out from this rack, holds it up to your chest. That just about fits right. Here you go. Here you go. And of course, you did an advance payment, so there should be no problem here. Feel free to take this. Is there any other work that you need?
What can 7 gold get me? I'm sorry, that's really all I have in my pocket, but I have to go to a fancy party later with some fancy friends.
7 can typically get you a standard set of clothes.
7 gold for a standard set of clothes?
And maybe a little extras, but if you're talking fancy, I'm gonna need a little more than that.
Maybe what he's asking is there anything to rent for the night?
That can be arranged. I think I have something, and she reaches in the back. Here you go. But the camera doesn't pan to what she's holding, because you're gonna describe that later. But it'll be 7 gold. All 7 of your gold?
All 7 of my gold.
All 7 of your golds.
I did it, mama.
You really do sound like him right now. And it's really throwing me off, and I'm trying not to interrupt you. And
Mama, they took my hair, mama.
Austin Butler.
May that knife ship and shatter.
Aiden, Zorvan.
Zorvan, are you gonna buy something or just rent? Because it's tonight, right?
It would be 15 gold pieces, and
okay.
I do recommend. I don't mean to overhear and eavesdrop on your conversation, but I do recommend owning a pair of fine clothes. You never know. In an adventurer's life, you get caught up in a lot of fancy parties.
You know what, Nora? You make a fine argument. I will purchase fine garments.
Okay, step up on the platform. And she brings out some tape measures, and we'll get to the description of what that looks like. Aiden, you purchasing?
I will also purchase.
All right, Nora begins to take the measurements for you two, already giving Iverson something. Maybe it's loose fitting. Maybe it's a little, you don't know. You don't know. So the boys, you're done. The girls' turn. So what's on the docket?
Taisha needs to find the guy. What's his name? Monk Man.
Again?
I need to tell him that I can't make our noon sparring tomorrow, but I can when I get back.
He's probably going to be at the party. I only say that because you saw him talking. He's the teacher of Miss Sandry's son.
Yeah, I get it. You're right.
He's probably going to be at the party.
Okay, cool. All the cool kids are going to be at this party.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
Ernan.
Yep, I remember now.
Lemira, Fern.
Let's go shopping.
Sounds like we're just going to Nora's in batches instead, man.
Yeah, basically. It makes it easier for me to keep track of who's talking.
That's cool. We're walking there, okay?
Okay, and action.
Oh my gosh, I love shopping.
So, what are you guys gonna wear?
A dress.
Oh, okay.
I guess whatever I find.
Are you? Hey, so I had the question.
Yeah.
Because you kind of come from this kind of fancier thing. Because your mama, right?
Uh-huh.
My mama too.
Not mine.
Oh, cool. So, are you used to going to things like this? Because I was more of the one that was like, you're not allowed to come because you can't. I'm ashamed of you and you don't do magic.
You know what, Taisha? I think we might have that in common.
You can't do magic?
I just wasn't allowed to the parties.
Did they take your younger sister?
I used to go when I was younger, when it was still okay for me not to be a prodigy, but then maybe when I was 11 was when I couldn't go anymore.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they took my sister.
Oh, cool. I don't have a sister.
I was pretty sure that you had a sister.
Hey, can I ask for ages, please?
Sure. I don't know. I've been so scared.
Well, not a good a time as any to decide.
It's cold and dark over here, Paco. I don't know anything.
She's 103.
We're all elves. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm thinking that she's a newer adult.
You would have seen each other at these parties.
No.
Because of the nature of this conversation and because of the ages between you two, we're getting into something dicey, and I think the best way to address it is through a roll.
Okay.
So let's roll history check for both of you.
17.
14.
Then I'm going to say it's in your court, Taisha. You're the one who remembers seeing Lumira at these fancy soirees that you kind of both alluded to. And I'm going to say with the mention of your full name earlier, I'm going to leave it up to you.
Can I make an insight check on her to see if she remembers me?
Do you consent to being incited checked upon?
Yeah, is that against, like, deception?
I'm going to put it 10 plus her intelligence score. You have to beat 18 to understand what's going on. The machinations of her mind are an enigma.
Okay.
You didn't beat an 18.
It's a 10.
Lumira is kind of blank stared, brick
Okay.
wall. You
Okay.
do not know what she knows and what she doesn't know.
So you grew up in Anuhea then?
Yeah. How did you know?
That's where the circle is.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
Cool. Not me. I did not.
Where did you grow up?
Other place.
Where's that place?
You know, people here, they call it the world beneath.
Fern, is she being weird?
I'm sorry. I kind of was thinking about my dress.
I'm going to say at this point in the conversation, da-ding, you guys arrive at Nora's.
Lady Nora,
Yes?
it's very nice to see you.
Oh, such business today.
Well, there's a reason for that. I'm sure that you know.
No.
Lady Misandry has sent us to go look for some wares for the evening.
Mm-hmm. Why would I know that?
Our friends just came by. They didn't mention her.
No.
How rude.
Are you talking about the three guys?
Yeah, the three
Yeah,
guys.
exactly.
Okay. So I assume you're also looking for fine clothes then.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
What
great.
a day.
I did also order a coat from you.
I do have it.
Can you point me to your trims, please?
Trims?
Yes.
We have a wall of rolls right over there. Help yourself.
I go over there. I'm looking for like a black lace with like purple hue.
Are you making your own fine clothing?
I'm gonna just put some lace on this thing to make it look dope.
Okay.
And some feathers. You got them?
Okay.
Cool black feathers.
So I am going through all the clothing that she has lined up on the rack,
Yes.
and I can't help but compliment her. Do you do this all yourself?
Yes, everything handmade.
Oh, you know, I have never purchased anything from anyone that, you know, clothing wise. Like I usually just make it myself. And so this is incredible. Is everyone as good as you?
No, not at all. That's why, what luck that you've stumbled here into my shop and you get to purchase the best clothes in town.
Wow, it is lucky.
So you got anything specific that you've set your eye on? Do you want something custom?
Yes.
Okay, let me get a pen.
How long would a custom thing do?
Pay extra, I'll get it done for you today.
Okay, perfect. I actually painted a design
Oh.
that I thought that you maybe, since you're the best, could recreate.
You show her the design, the camera doesn't see it.
Yes.
Yeah. She goes, oh, this is more than doable.
Thank you. I also have my measurements here.
You already have... Easy. Okay, 20 gold pieces.
Done.
Do you have a pen and paper?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
And you, miss?
Really, I'd like your recommendation. Is there anything that might look good? Can I do an insight check?
What are you trying to discern?
If she's gonna upcharge me.
Yes.
22.
Yes. She's trying to upcharge everyone, and so far she's gotten away with it. Come here. And she puts her hand on your chin. Such a cool complexion. Very icy. You know, it'll look good. There's like a nice darker blue, maybe a black. Are you fond of that?
Sure.
Wait, do you do seasonal color analysis here also?
I mean, I just do what I think is best for my customers.
Oh my gosh, this is a one-stop shop. You are the best.
Thank you. And she turns your head around. She goes, you know, if you're willing to put your hair up for tonight, I've got some matching ribbons to go with a beautiful darker gown.
That would be fine, thank you. Just the gown.
Okay. Well, let me go walk to the back. Now it's going to be 16 gold pieces. This is one of our seasonal items.
So she goes and fixes her hair, and you can see that she has some jewelry on.
Oh.
That kind of shows that she's of higher class. Will you allow me?
I'm going to allow it with a persuasion roll.
Oh, my. That's 18.
Oh my goodness. Are you from around here?
No, but I do know how much things cost normally.
She's giving us a discount?
Well, people set people's prices. If you don't think my handiwork is worth the price that I set, then we're at a bit of an impasse.
Now, I don't think that you think it's worth that. Now, I'll tell you what. Can we make it a package price?
Well,
Maybe
what are you trying to package?
We're all buying something here. I mean, we're giving you business.
She pulls her glasses down to look over them.
I mean, unless you don't want our business.
Well.
I'm done.
Done with what?
Here are the pieces that I want you to use. And she hands like a bunch of like feathers and trim. She has drawn out exactly what her outfit's going to look like. Mm-hmm. Colors, everything. She got it all. Pockets for her knives and all of the things. I will describe this in great detail next episode. But she's got it all. She says, tell me what I'm paying for this. I will not go over a certain amount that I will not tell you.
Taisha kind of interrupting the tension that was building in the conversation. She looks at the stuff you laid down. She looks back at Lumira, back at the stuff. 7 gold pieces each.
Oh, you are giving us a discount.
Yes, absolutely. You're my favorites.
Oh my
gosh.
You're
she
so
pinches your cheek,
sweet.
Lumira, and then slaps you a little.
I give her 12.
Oh.
I want this done quickly. I want this done well. And a little bit of extra because I think I love you and I never knew what love truly was.
give your extra to your friend. She might have overpaid a little earlier.
Here's money.
Thank you.
And with that, I think the appropriate garments have been purchased and are ready.
Whoop, whoop.
And that's gonna be all for tonight. But wasn't that fun? Huh?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you see it?
you.
Join us next time here on Collective Imagination. Thank you so much for listening to Collective Imagination. This podcast is created and distributed by Indie Union Presents and is edited and produced by me, Paco Coulson. Music and sound design courtesy of Monument Studios and creators on Upbeat. All elements are licensed for use by this podcast. Follow us on social media. We have Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at Our Collective Imagination. That's OUR Collective Imagination. And make sure to join the Silver Knights. Follow us on Patreon. $5 a month gets you access to Dome to Dome, our bi-weekly talkback podcast, as well as much more exclusive content. Again, at Our Collective Imagination. That is OUR Collective Imagination. We hope to see you there.